Minister for Power and Parliamentary Affairs, Government of Nagaland, KG Kenye Aji Media Logot, Eastern Nagaland People's Organization Laga Frontier Nagaland Territory Opor Kota Kurisha. ENPO Laga issue Opor, KG Kenye Kushiki, Pula Dedo bilateral talks Takishe, Hulibi, Dr. Nipirio Laga leadership Pidor, several cabinet meeting law pitchide talks to, tripartite de Anishe. Kenye Janashiki Sorkar observation Talina Asero Kunba Jagade adjustment Kurubule Koshish Kuresero factual position conveyed Kurishe. Details sizable.
And matters surrounding our FNT. Time to time, I've been trying to brief you and share with you the points that are being discussed. Here, it's been some time, about a year since it is a trilateral talk now. Earlier, for more than a decade, it was a bilateral talks only between the ENPO authorities and the MHA in Delhi. So we were all in the dark. But after much discussion, our new government, under the leadership of Dr. Rio, after several cabinet meetings, have decided that this is an issue which pertains to the geopolitical territory of our state. And every citizen of the state deserves to know what is going on in the northernmost part, or southern, or western, or easternmost part of our state and people. So ultimately, it's about a year since the government has come out open threadbare after the state says that this has to be a trilateral, tripartite talk, and not only confined between the ENPO authorities and the MHA. So we have learned many things of what were the discussions that transpired for more than a decade. It was late in the day because many foundations were already laid, and not that they are wrong, but they could not be overhauled anymore. So, going by wherever it was possible to make corrections, where it was absolutely necessary, only the state has different. After taking the consent and extensive consultations from our people, mass-based organization, the government had drawn up certain points that will go down well with both sides after the FFT is established. So in the best interest of the citizens from every corner of our state, the state had requested that whatever negotiation discussions were going on, that many points should also be shared with the state government to see how much or how many can be considered to what extent, and how many has to be rolled back. So there were extensive discussions, and subcommittees and nodal officers were appointed. Subject matter specialists were teamed up into small cells, and they have visited the matters, the points that were matters of concern for the state and the people. So after having conducted all these exercises, the state recommended certain points on the placement of those papers for the center, wherever the state's intervention was required. It was not easy for the state government also, but somehow, wherever possible, changes, additions, or deletions, or alterations were made also. And it had been sent to the government of India. But unfortunately, this being a new exercise, something entirely new for all of us, the ENPO as well as for the state to be handling something like this. Not a union territory, not another state, not under the 6th schedule, no more of the regional council of the 60s and 70s. This is a new experience for all of us. But it should be within the Article 371A, that is our state's provision in the Constitution. So it's quite a tricky matter and very, I must say, complicated, because while accommodating our desires, our people's desires, in the new entity, the state cannot disown its responsibility also. You can't shirk it off, because whatever name and style the entity takes, and whatever shape it assumes ultimately, it is still a part of the state. So the state government is the ultimate authority and the guardian, the custodian of the welfare of our people and our land throughout every inch of the state. But that has not been disbanded. So the government, the state government have to think from all sides. New Delhi's acceptance, our ENPO's acceptance, the state's acceptance to what extent we can, and we should all know. So the earlier recommendation has been somehow again returned from Delhi to be reviewed by us, the state government, with more inputs from the EN. So in the last cabinet, we had, in fact, just 2 of them out of station because of their parents' treatments. Other than that, I think all were there, and we have thoroughly deliberated. Something we have observed, which came to light, is there's a slight gap. There's a slight gap of communication between the ENLU, Eastern Nagaland Legislators Union, and the ENPO authorities, whereby there appears to be some points where they're not familiar. So this is something very serious, which we would like their own leaders to have more deliberation, more consultation from within them, because though it is our affair, it is our business, all of us, but it is more so from within the Eastern Territory that the leaders should be more seriously engaged in. So if there are miscommunications, and tomorrow without the consent or without proper consultation, a matter gets through and it comes as a surprise, not pleasant, but otherwise that would be very unfortunate for the group council, which should not happen, and which the state feels that should never happen. So we would request the negotiating parties to take along everybody, especially leaders, because the leaders are elected. They have 20 elected members from the present ENPO region. They are not self-appointed. They are elected by the people, and whatever is being negotiated today is also for the same people and the same land. So there should be more understanding, coherence, and unanimity among them while resolving their points. Where we are, and we have again put in our observations, and that should happen. And in some areas, we are trying to make adjustments again. The state government have conveyed the factual position of the official structure of the state, and wherever it is not possible to accommodate their demands, we have requested our officials already engaged and their leaders to try and make the ENPO understand all the difficulties. But that is where we are today.
A little lower than Autonomous Council, like what do we understand by this unique arrangement? Second question is, what are some of the unresolved points which is hindering the talks to move further ahead?
Your first point, the uniqueness could be in the light of comparison with the other autonomous councils that are exist in the state now. So whether it will be exactly in the form of the 6th schedule or not, that we can't still fathom, falter. But because we have our own 371A, within which the erstwhile 60s regional council existed, we have taken cue from there and have started this again. So more or less, we hope that Delhi will be kind enough, but within the 371A, how much autonomy and how much enhancement of the stature can be considered to, we wish it is given. We wish it is adapted. As for the second one, it is, I will say, the last time I think I've shared with you, in certain departments, like for example my department, the electricity power department, this is where they have demanded that it should be managed by that authority as and when they achieve it. But the government was clear from day one that this department is almost exclusively centrally sponsored projects and schemes. And we don't generate little or almost nothing of electricity from here. So it will be very difficult for our new entity and the authorities to manage this. So this time round also we have tried to make that picture clear to our elected members. And I've told them also that whatever budget is allocated for the new entity, you may spend half of that budget not on developments but in payment for revenue for consumption of the electricity. That is going to set the entire budgetary provisions, almost entire. And when it is compounded by penalties and accumulation starts building up, tomorrow it will be the one area which consumes 90% of the development funds. That will be counterproductive. So the department-wise, we certainly have agreed to have a senior official posted there, like others also. But in terms of management, that is something where we have to revisit. But there are areas like that in the medical health and family health, in the health sector also, then in the school and higher education sectors also. And like that, there are other 2-3 departments where I feel for the good of all, the management, supervision should be left to the state as of now. Those are the areas that should be.
There are miscommunication or communication gap between the MU and the ENPO on certain issues. Could you highlight those issues? What are those issues where there is a gap?
Well, when something is cooking, I don't know whether we should bring out everything for the discussions, because there are certain things which are very sensitive. It can be very sensitive. So, but I have hinted you last time, it is to do with something to do with the division of power and the roles to be played also. It's tricky, that's why I'm saying it's tricky. It's not exactly 6th schedule, no autonomous council, but it is under 371A. So we have, as of now, 20 legislators who are members of the State Assembly. They will also certainly be members of the new entity. They are answerable to their electorates, who are citizens from that territory. Now, if they don't know what is going on inside their own territories, how will they be answerable to the State Assembly tomorrow? And vice versa. Okay? So a time will come when things will be ironed out, and we will be in a better position to share with our people. But rest assured, nothing is against the interest of the state and the people. Yeah, rest assured.
Let the thrill begin.
The all-new Hyundai Venue. Bookings open.